want to talk about something that, as a mom, as a first time mom, I wish I would have realized a lot sooner. Um, so, I always think back on like when my son was first born and say, oh, I wish I would have enjoyed the newborn stage more. And I wish I would have just slowed down a little bit and enjoyed those like soft little cuddles and the skin to skin and the nursing sessions and even the sleepless nights. Like, I wish that I would have just really been more present mentally and realized that I'm never going to get to live that ever again. And let me explain. I was pretty present, I would say. Like, I got to spend a lot of time with my newborn, more than I had ever thought I would have the opportunity to spend, because Archie was born at the very beginning of the pandemic. He was actually born 1 week before the country shut down. And so I was genuinely really lucky in the sense that I didn't have to share my child with anybody because no one was allowed to visit and we weren't allowed to go anywhere. And I did have a lot more time with him than I feel like I would have gotten had the circumstances been different. And when I say I'm never ever gonna get that chance again, just recently I realized that with your first child, everything is the first time ever. And even more than that, you don't have to share your time and your attention with anybody but that baby. And so even though I hope to, someday have more children and I'll relive the newborn stage and the 1-year-old stage and the toddler stage again, it will never ever be like it has been now, because it's just me and Archie. And of course my husband and our dogs, but the attention that I get to have with him now is going to be so different than the attention I'll be able to give my next children, like my next child. And I don't think I really realized that until just recently. And maybe it doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but those quiet, blissful moments of like one-on-one time with Archie as a newborn, as a baby, as a toddler, I won't ever get to have that with my next baby. Not ever, but it'll just be a lot less frequent, I imagine, and not as simple as it was when I had my first baby. And so I wish that I had realized this sooner, but it isn't too late, because there's still so many more firsts that we get to enjoy, and there's still so many more quiet moments and one-on-one time that we get to enjoy. And so I wanted to do this video to just let any other first-time mom, and any mom in general that hasn't had this realization yet, hopefully like catch it now, so that whatever stage you are with your baby, you can just be way more intentional with your time spent than you have been had you not realized that these are the good days. Like, these are the days that you'll never get back, obviously. And even with future babies and future pregnancies, that you won't have the same experience that you're having with your first. And even if you have multiple children, just the idea of being more intentional. I will say in the last year, especially, I've struggled a lot with the idea of what it means for me to be successful and what I want to achieve, what I hope to achieve, the goals that I had set out prior to becoming a mom, and how they've changed so much, and trying to just figure out what my new idea of success is. And I think I finally figured it out. The season of life that I'm in right now, for me, success is to be present, to enjoy every second that I have left with my only child, with my first child, and not have to think back on these moments and say, I wish I had slowed down. I wish I had been more intentional with my time. I wish that I could redo these moments more, and like over and over and over again, because I am gonna slow down, and I am gonna enjoy the moments, and I am gonna relive them, and I'm gonna enjoy going to the park with him and going on walks together, just him and I. And I'm gonna remind myself, even during the hard times and the tantrums and the fits, that this is so temporary. And I'm gonna miss, maybe not the tantrums, but I'm gonna miss the moments when he was little and he was my only. I don't know that had somebody told me, like, even if you want to have more kids, like, enjoy your first, because it will never be the same way, even with your other children. Like, this is a truly unique experience, from pregnancy all the way throughout however old your child becomes before you decide to have more children. Like, it's unique. Like, you have never done this before, and you have never lived these moments before. And that's not to say that you won't try to have like super intimate one-on-one moments with your next baby, because that's not true. Like, obviously, I'm so excited to add to my family one day, and I'm so excited to see Archie as a big brother, and to get to experience that newborn phase again. But it will be a different experience. Even though I've already had a kid, I always thought, like, you had a baby once, so the next time it'll kind of be the same. You'll kind of know what to do, and that's true, but it will be different. Every baby is different, first of all. And I know that because my child is so different from my friend's child or my sister's children. Like, and I know that my next child will be different, because I've just seen it that way. Like, every child is super unique and is an individual. So in itself, it's going to be a different experience. But even like the newborn phase will be different. Even the pregnancy, even before newborn, even the pregnancy stage will be different, because those super quiet moments where I had that intimacy with my belly and rubbing my stomach and being at peace and resting, and taking it easy, and really just basking in the beauty of pregnancy, will be different this time, because I have Archie, and I have a lot more responsibility, and I have somebody that I have to constantly chase and keep safe and feed and give my attention to. And so, like, even as soon as pregnancy, it'll already be such a different experience. Anyway, I'm rambling. I wanted to make this for all you first-time moms out there, or moms to be that haven't had their baby yet, and to just maybe say it out loud if you haven't already realized it on your own. Archie's 20 months old, and I feel like I just had the aha moment. But I was talking to my best friend, and we were just saying how different it is when you have a second baby. Like, it's just so much, it's just different. It's different. And it's not different in a way like you don't love them the same. Like, you will love them the same. the experience as a whole is just completely different than your first time at it. And so I want to encourage every mama out there to enjoy the good days. And that doesn't mean that there won't be good days with more babies. All the days will be good days, but enjoy these first time ever good days, like the first time ever being pregnant, the first time ever having a newborn, the first time, you know, your baby tries solids or takes their first steps or throws their first tantrum. Like, enjoy going to the park together and only having to focus on your one child, and all those tiny little moments in life that can seem so mundane and so like regular. They're all so special, so unique, and they don't last forever. So, with that being said, I'm taking every day, day by day. I'm learning that for me, the definition of success right now is to just be a really good mom. And learn to prioritize my time in a way that I'm giving myself the attention that I need, my child the attention that he needs, my house, my husband, my faith, all of it. Like, learning to give every aspect that's important to me the right amount of attention. So I think that this next chapter, this new chapter of my life is really exciting to me, because I feel like I have a good idea of what I want to focus on, and I'm not so stressed out about like being successful and reaching my goals. Like, I've kind of readjusted the definition of success for myself today, for right now, and that doesn't mean it's always going to be this way, and I know that it's not. That's why this is like so important for me to like share, is that this time is so temporary and it's so short. For all you mamas out there, if there's one thing that we can all agree on, is that it goes by so fast. Nothing else that anybody has ever said to me has fully applied in terms of like mommy advice, except that it goes fast. It goes fast, so enjoy every second of it. Like, that's the only true word of advice that I've ever received. Everything else is so relative, because it just depends on your kid. So take every other piece of advice with a grain of salt, and don't overwhelm yourself with all the things to come. Try to just really be super intentional with the time that you get to spend with your baby before it changes, because it will change in the blink of an eye. You'll be in the next stage of, you know, your baby's development and enjoying all new things, all new milestones, and they're all going to be your firsts, and you'll never get that again. So it's not too late. Even if your baby is 3 years old, it doesn't matter. Even if your baby is 6 years old, it doesn't matter. This is the time where it's just them, and this is the time where it's you experiencing these things for the first time ever. And the next time that you experience them, they'll be different, and they'll be just as exciting and just as fun, but they'll never be the same. So enjoy it. Enjoy every stage of whatever you're going through, whether it's with your first kid or with your 5th kid. It's all unique, and it's all fun, and it's all hard, very, very hard. But it's temporary, and I really want to be super intentional with my time moving forward, and not being so focused on, where I want to be in life and more focused on where I am currently and just being happy with what that looks like for me. So I don't know if that made any sense. I hope that somehow it like brought a little bit of awareness or just like an aha moment to one or two or any mamas out there, whether you're pregnant right now or have a toddler right now or have a 6-year-old right now, whatever the case may be. Like, I hope that this video just kind of like helps you, if anything, just kind of slow down today and be super intentional with the time that you get to spend with the people around you, because it goes by so fast. Thanks for listening.